What's good, liberators? Fingers here, and it's time for just the best part of your day, and that is the the wonderful rantings of DX2 Demon Review. And today we are talking about the man who defines the dad bod, Gogmagog. So, let's get right into it and check out the lore. Gogmagog, a giant said to have lived in ancient Britain. He was so huge he could destroy a ship with a single swing of his arm. He defended the island against intruders until he was defeated by the Trojan Brutus. And again, we have a seismically underwhelming description from our friends at Sega. Come on, guys. You can do better than this. So let's check out the Mega 10 Wiki real quick and see if we can't find something just a little bit better. In English lore, Gog and Magog are giants who are guardian spirits of the city of London. A legend was attached to Gog and Magog by the time of the Roman period, that the gates of Alexander were erected by Alexander the Great to repel the tribe. After the Roman Empire became Christian, Ambrose identified Gog with the Goths, Jerome with the Scythians, and Jordanes said that Goths, Scythians, and Amazons were all the same. He also cited Alexander's gates in the Caucasus. Okay, kind of better. I do like the first line. Gog and Magog are giants who are guardian spirits of the city of London. And let's just leave it at that. Okay, getting right into it. Let's check out his panels, which is the real reason we are here today. Panel 1, plus 15% of physical hit rate, which is huge because Gogmagog's agility is complete and utter garbage and he can't hit the broadside of a barn. So you need as much accuracy on this flailing bastard as you can get. So learn to love it. Panel 2, as long as this demon is alive, minus 15% to physical damage received by all allies. That is fan-freaking-tastic and plays into the one thing that I use Gogmagog for, and that is for farming Alterworld physical. You know, that's the only real function I've found for this guy. He doesn't really play in PvP just because his accuracy, it just isn't there, and he's going to cost you more press turns than the damage he can put out can justify. So, moving on. We got panel 3, and the other reason we're here. As long as this demon is alive, minus 30% to critical hit rate of damage received by all allies. And it's a weird way of saying your enemies are going to be critting 30% less, which is huge and can basically completely nullify most demons' ability to critically strike you, which I will demonstrate in a short while. As for brands, I've got them with the Divine brands and the Guard brands, that you could double up on Guard brands just the same, and it would be to great effect, to absolutely great effect, because his Earthquake skill is based off of physical defense and not physical attack. So you can spike his physical defense much, much higher than you can his physical attack, or any demon's physical attack, really, because you can double up on the Guard brands, which give you an additional 20%, whereas with physical attacks, you can only use one set of War brands for that 120% boost. But as you can see here, I've got him with the Divine brands, and that's because when I'm farming in Alterworld, I need him to be able to double tap Earthquake, which costs 7 MP, and the only way to do that is with those Divine brands. So that's why I have that the way it is. But you could make arguments here for accuracy brands, because as I mentioned before, his accuracy is pretty terrible. But there are other ways to get around that, as you shall see. Let's go to the skills. And his first skill, Earthquake, inflicts physical damage on all enemies with a power of 150. Not bad, but the fun part of this comes in the damage dealt by this skill is dependent on physical defense and not physical attack, which is cool. I like when they twist things around a little bit, because this allows you to completely ignore his physical attack, focus on only physical defense and getting, you're double dipping there. You're getting both attack and defensive power solely by spiking the defense. That's pretty cool. I like that a lot. Skill number 2, Life Surge, plus 30% to max HP. Hey, more HP, you can never go wrong there. And for his unique skill, Final Opposition, activates the following chain effect. When own weak point is attacked, heals own HP by 15%, enters a physical state of might. The next physical attack will have a critical effect, it's cool. I like it. I like weird skills like this that, turn weaknesses into strengths and whatnot. But I personally never ever see this trigger because I don't use Gogmagog in that way. This really seems like more of a skill your enemy would have, like in PvE. You could see something like this being a real pain in the ass. And I believe there was a Kiwami Gogmagog where you saw that, where some skills, they seem to have been designed for you to fight against and not so much be able to make great use of yourself when you have the demon and you're using him. And that's just my whole take on it. It's fun, but hey, I don't personally get much use out of this at all. And I could remove this skill from Gogmagog completely and still be able to use him in the manner I use him just fine. And if you level this skill up, you get up to a plus 20 vitality boost, which means, hey, more defense, more HP. Okay, does it justify using 5 Kasane Magatamas? That's up to you. Me personally, as you can see, not so much. As you can see, I've got him with the Elementalist Archetype, which gives him Repel Fizz. And when you see me having a demon with an Elementalist Archetype, it really speaks ill on the other archetypes, and we'll check those out in just a second. And as you can see from my passive skills, I've got him with Physical Boost because I try to make that Earthquake hit as hard as I can. And most importantly, Auto Tsukakaja, which increases your evasion and accuracy by your whole team 20%, which he desperately needs just to, again, for what I use him for, farming in Alter World. This will guarantee, along with his panel, will guarantee that he never misses and never screws up my auto runs, which is of paramount importance. As for the stats, big time strength, big time vitality, and pretty good luck too. And as you can see, I've given him Matamas accordingly. 20 in strength, 20 in vitality, 10 in luck. And strength also applies to physical defense, remember. It boosts physical attack more, but it does help physical defense a little bit, so it plays into Gogmagog's Earthquake skill using physical defense. Of course, vitality boosts physical defense too, so there you go with the stats. Let's check out his archetypes before we do a quick run and I show you what Captain Dadbod here can do. Okay, so we got the Origami archetype with Muscle Punch, which is similar to Earthquake, in which it uses physical defense to determine its damage and not physical attack. Single target, power of 170. And, hey, I can see an argument for this. Anything that helps him turn his defense into a physical asset, hey, I can dig it. But the only reason I use Gogmagog is for his Earthquake sweep in Alter World, so I don't personally get much use out of this, but you might be able to, especially if you're just starting out and this is your 1 5-star demon that you've gotten a hold of. Hey, you can make that play because, again, Gogmagog's accuracy is going to be really bad. So having him with the physical sweep skill, which gives the potential of 2 or more demons to dodge it, that can hurt. That can hurt a lot. So having a single target instead lessens that. You target the guys with low agility, and there you go. You can make some use out of that. For his Protector archetype, we have Charge, which boosts your next physical attack by 125%. And you can do something with that, especially since Again, Gogmagog's accuracy is bad. It is bad. So if you set up for one big-ass attack that may or may not cost you press turns, it's better than going Earthquake twice and whiffing each time on at least one demon, costing you a total of 4 press turns instead of this, which will only cost you 2 in the off chance that you actually miss that attack. So I can see it. I can dig it. I don't personally use it, but you might be able to make something work there. And for his Psychic Archetype, we got Death Counter. The following effect will activate when receiving a physical attack. 50% chance to counter dealing phys damage, power of 150. Now this would actually benefit me in what I use them for, because when I go into my Alter World farm, I go second, and it's usually best if you're farming in Alter World. You always want to be going second. You want the enemy to attack first because you gain far more overbreak by getting attacked than doing damage. And this would actually benefit because he would be countering 50% of the time on every attack that goes off. But, and here's why I haven't switched over to this. 1, I don't need to. 2, it would only serve to slow down my farming, having him single target enemies. It'll provide like a little bit of overbreak. And if you're just barely under the line for a wave where you can get overbreak, you could switch to this and it might give you just that little extra that you need to overbreak and take down your opponents. But I don't need it, and in the long run it would only slow me down when I was autoing those things, which is why I've kept him at the Elementalist Archetype, which is what I believe I gotcha'd him with so long ago. Repel Fizz, which unless you're running him in PvP with Rama or Demiurge, not Rama, Demiurge or Alilat or Adivaka, is that his name? You know who I'm talking about. Then Repel Fizz, you're probably just going to get pierced through. But that's a conversation for another day. So before we wrap up, let me do a quick 1-minute battle to show you what I use Gogmagog for in practical reality, because that's what we're all about here. We're all about practical use. We're not just all fluff and philosophy here. We're about practical application of DX2 demons. And here we go. Let's see it in action. Now, if all goes well, we should be able to take these guys down in one overbreak, thanks to Gogmagog specifically not allowing the enemy to get critical hits, which they would crit literally every turn without Gogmagog there. But as you can see, right here, right now, not a single crit to be had on the entire team, which is fantastic. And the only reason that this team actually is able to function at all, because they wouldn't be able to survive all that critical damage. And boom, we got the first overbreak thanks to our buddy Gogmagog. And here we should wipe them out in one turn, making this a nice, quick, safe, reliable farm. 100% win rate every time. The Auto Sukakaja on Gogmagog makes sure nobody misses. And there you have it. Practical application for Gogmagog in 2021, and the reason for this video today. So I hope you all enjoyed this episode of DX2 Demon Review. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think of Gog. If you got another use for him, or if you just want to call me an idiot, I'm fine with that, so long as you don't mind me getting salty and doing a little clap back of my own. I always have fun with that kind of stuff. So all of you, have a great day. Keep your heads up. Life goes on.